Welcome, guys. Do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Okay, now today we're doing N4 mathematics exam preparations, right? Okay, so now here the first question says sketch the graph of y is equals to negative 9 minus x squared, root of 9 minus x squared. Okay, so let's start by saying we're saying 1.1.1 y is equals to negative 9 minus x squared, right? I'm saying that let's start by x intercept when y is equals to 0, right? So you're going to have negative 9 minus x squared, yeah, is equals to 0. So you divide both sides by negative, then you're left with 9 minus x squared, right? Is equals to 0. Okay, so now we can come and square root both sides. We can square both sides. We square both sides. So by doing that, we're removing the square root. We are going to be left with 9 minus x squared is equals to 0. Then we transfer 9 to the other side. We got negative x squared is equals to negative 9. So we're left with x squared is equals to 9. And then we root both sides now. So when we root both sides, you've got your x is equals to minus or plus root of 9, which is equals to x is equals to negative 3, or x is equals to 3, right? So here it means that because your y is 0 this side, it means that you've got points here of negative 3 is to 0, or 3 is to 0. Okay, so now I'll try to get the y-intercept, when x is equals to 0, right? So your y will be equal to negative 9 minus 0 squared. Yes, okay, which is equals to 9 minus 0 is 9, right? So you've got negative of root of 9, right? Which is equals to root of 9 is 3, yeah. So here we're going to get negative 3. So the point here is 0 is to negative 3, right? So now the question says sketch a graph, right? So I can draw it here. Okay, let me try draw a graph here. Okay, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. You can see here we've got points, right? Like I'm saying, here is a positive 3, and then here is a negative 3, and then I'm also saying that here I've got negative 3, and here I've got 3, right? So here you've got point here as -3:0. The point is going to be here, and then another one is 3:0. The point is going to be here, right? And then this y-axis, your point C, normally this is going to be here. And then we join the lines. We join the lines. Yes, we join the lines. So this is the graph, which is the function y is equals to negative of 9 minus x squared, right? Okay, the second question is saying that is the graph above a function or relation. You know, if a graph is a function, we've got types of functions, we've got one-on-one function, okay? So, and then we've got many-to-one function, right? We've got sort of a one-to-many function, okay? So if you take a vertical line test, right? A vertical line test, it will cut the graph once. Then we will say we have a function. Then we'll say we have got a function. But for example, think if you've got a circle, right? A circle is not a function, because if you use a vertical line test, now if you use a vertical line test, the vertical line test is going to touch the circle twice here. So you will say no, this is not a function, but this is a function. Like you talk about a straight line, it's not a function. Okay, next question. Let me erase first, and then we do 1.2. So it's saying that sketch the graph of log base 2y is equal to x and its inverse on the same set of axes. Okay, so log base 2y is equal to x. This is equivalent. This is equivalent, right? I can write y, yes, is equal to base is equals to base x. So this is, I'm saying that this is equivalent to this one, all right? And then for us to get the inverse of this, we have to swap x and y. So now the inverse, for us to get the inverse, we swap x and y. So we're going to get x is equals to 2y, and then this is the inverse, right? This is the inverse. And then for us to write the inverse in log form, you say y is equals to log base is 2 of x. So this is the inverse, right? And then this is the original function, which is equivalent to this one, right? Okay, so now you can use a table. You can use a table. Okay, let's try to use a table here. Okay, let's say we're going to have 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? And this is our x, and this is y. So here you're going to have undefined, right? we're going to have undefined, and then here we have got 0, and then here is 1, okay, and then here is 1.5, and then when your x is 4, you've got 2, right? So this is for y is equals to log of 2x, right? And then it means that for the original function is going to be what? We just swap x and we swapped x and y, so it means we're going to have so in other words, this is x and y, okay. Okay, we can do it when we draw a graph. So this is our graph, okay. I'll just draw a rough sketch. Okay, I'm saying that here is 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm saying here is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. Okay, so we're saying that here is 0, and then this is your x-axis and your y-axis. So we're saying that at 0 you've got undefined, and then at 1 we're saying that you've got 0. At 2 you're saying that you've got 1. At 3 we're saying that you've got 1.5 somewhere here, maybe. And then at 4 you've got 2, right? So your graph is going to be like this, something like this. You just join the plots, but it will never touch this y-axis, right? This is the graph of log y is equal to log 2x. In other words, x is equal to 2y, right? It's this graph, or this one, the inverse, right? Which are the same. So right, for us to get the inverse, we know that normally we've got the line here, which is y is equals to x for swapping x and y. Okay, so we are saying that my x was 0 here, my x was 1. It means now my x will be y and my y will be x. That's what I'm trying to say. So it means that here will be within 0, 1, 1.5, and 2, right? And then on the other side, they've got infinity, 0, yes, I'm saying that I've got sorry about that. So I'm saying that here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So let's plot the original function. Right, the original function here you've got 0 is 2, 1 is here, 0 is this one here, and then 1 is to 2, right? Here it was 1 and 0, 0 and 1, so 2 and 1 is going to be 1 and 2, okay? So you're going to have Yes, 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is somewhere. 1 is here. 1 and 2 is somewhere here. All right. And 1.5 is to 3. Let's say it's here. And then 2 is to 4, somewhere here, right? It means now the graph, it will go like this, but it will never touch the x-axis, right? So this one we can say is y is equals to 2 to the power x, right? So now with respect to which line are the graph, these graphs are asymmetrical, right? Asymmetrical is when you have cut the graph into unequal parts, right? Unequal parts. So there is no lines here. With respect to line, no lines, because the x-axis and the y-axis are not cutting the graph asymmetrical. Okay, is the graph of the inverse log 2y. Log 2y is this one. Is it continuous? Right? Yes, it's continuous. You can see it's smooth like that. Okay, so now solve for x. X squared plus 2x is equals to minus 2. Okay, let me erase first. Yeah, we have to solve for x, right? So we can transfer this on the other side to the left here, and you have got x squared plus 2x plus 2, which equals to 3, right? Because we're solving for x, so we have to use quadratic equation. So this is your a, and this is your b, and this is your c. Note that this here you've got coefficient of 1. You only take the coefficient. So now our quadratic is given by x is equals to minus b minus or plus, all right, b squared minus 4ac all over by 2a, right? Okay, so now we can substitute. It's going to be minus 2 minus or plus my b is 2 squared minus 4 into 1, and then my c is 2, right, all over by 2 into 1. Yeah, so you've got negative 2 minus or plus into 4 minus 4 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 2 is minus 8, right, all over by 2. Yeah, minus 2 minus or plus into 4 minus 8 is negative 4, all over by 2, right? And then now we can come here and say negative 2 minus or plus this here we've got a negative here, so we can, because if it's like this it will give us error, so we have to come and split here. You can say you've got square root of 4, yeah, multiplied by square root of negative 1, right? divided by 2, right? And then we know that I squared is equals to -1. And then if we try to square root both sides, then my I, this side is equals to square root of -1, right? So it means that where there is I, we can go and put, where there is square root of -1, like here, we can come and put negative, we can put I, right? Okay, so I can come and write it here. So which is equals to -2 minus or plus root of 4. This root of 4 is 2, right? Multiplied by I. We will substitute this by I all over by 2, right? And then this should equals to everything divided by 2. It should be -1 minus or plus I, right? 2 cancel and 2 cancel, 1 1. Okay, so now 1.4. Simplify the following and leave your answer in the form of I plus j. Okay, so here you're given z is equals to 8 into cos of pi over 6, yeah, plus j sin pi over 6 all raised to the power 3, 5 cis is 45 to the power 3. Okay, so here you will know that, note that here this is your real part and then this is your imaginary part. So this is your real part and imaginary part. So normally it's given by z is equals to a plus b I, right, or bj, and then okay, this is imaginary and this is real and this is imaginary. Okay, so now or it can be given by r, the radius cos of theta, plus this is your real plus I sine of theta, right? Okay, this is what is given here. Okay, so now we can come here to simplify this. We can say 8, this is r to the power 3, right? And then cos of 3, you multiply this 3 by the angle. It's going to be 3 multiplied by pi over 6 plus j, yeah, and this is your real part and imaginary part. You do the same here. It's going to be sine of power down 3 multiplied by pi over 6, right? And then here at the denominator, this function is equals to, so you can take 5 out, it's going to be 5 to the power 3 into, this one is a short form of this one, what is inside. Okay, so this is r, so it's like r cis theta is equals to r into sine plus cos of plus sine, and then your imaginary part. Okay, so okay, let me explain it here. I was saying r cis theta is equals to r into cos of theta plus I sine of theta. This is what I was saying here. Okay, so this is just a short notation. So I'm going to have cos of 3 is going to be cos of 3 okay, cos of 3 multiplied by 45 plus j sine of 3 multiplied by 45, right? Okay, so what is 8 to the power 3? You've got, yeah, you have got 5, 12. Okay, now we're working on the denominator. 3 multiplied by pi. This is in radians. You have to convert it to degrees, right? In degrees, it will be 3 multiplied by 180 divided by 6, right? And then that should give you cos of 90 degrees plus j into sine of 3 multiplied by pi over 6. That's 90 degrees. Okay, over by 5 to the power 3. That's 125. And then 3 multiplied by 45. 3 multiplied by 45, 90. You should get cos of 135 degrees plus j into sine of 135 degrees, right? So here you can come and divide 515 divided by 125. You should get 4.096. Yes, and then now here, because now here you are dividing, you've got the denominator and the numerator of different angles, but with the same function. You subtract the angles, right? You subtract the angles. Normally we say cos of 90 minus 135, right, plus j into let's say j into sine, okay, j into sine of 90 minus 135. Okay, so 90 minus 135, it should give you so here we're going to have 4.096 into cos of 90 minus 135 is negative 45 plus j into sine of negative 45, right? And then that's gonna give you 4.096 into cos of 45. It should give you here it will be positive. We don't have a negative sign, of course it's positive, obvious. In the fourth quadrant, so it should be root of 2 over 2 plus j of root of 2 over 2, and then we can just formula by this remove the brackets. You will get 2 comma 5, 2 comma 8, yes, 9 6. Yes, here, because here you've got negative, so here everything should be negative, right? So minus, because yes, minus minus 2 comma 8 9 6 j, right? We've solved that one. Okay, so here 1.5 is a simplify. So for us to simplify this 1.5, it's very simple. So j to the power 3 is equals to, okay, let me write it properly. J to the power 3 is equals to j to the power 2 multiplied by j, right? That should give you j to the power 3 at the end. So, and then this should be equal to, we know that j multiplied by j, or rather j squared, is equal to -1, right? So we can substitute -1 here multiplied by j, so we'll end up with negative j. Okay, don't forget to subscribe, like, share. Okay, see you next time.